welcome back for another craft video, and I am sorry that, I've been kind of lacking here recently, but I've had some things going on in my life that has prevented me from recording, plus there's been a lot of technical issues on this side of things, so we've finally, hopefully got everything worked out. I'm hoping. You will see as we go through this video, I've had issues recording this video. It's been a nightmare. So, anyways, the whole point that we are here is for our Wednesday craft video. I tried to do something a little bit different that I haven't seen before, so to kind of give y'all some ideas on what you could do to display for this spooky season. So we ended up making this lovely witch's kind of 3D cauldron, as you can see. So there we go. This is what we ended up making, and I still got to put some other little details on it. But for the purpose of this is the main part that we focused on, is we made like a little 3D cauldron there, and I still want to add some more stuff down here, but I just haven't got around to be able to get it. So this is as far as we've gotten, but what I want to do is get something orange down here to kind of make it look like it's on fire, so it looks like the cauldron's actually bubbling and stuff, and plus it'll help cover up the ugly hot glue down there. So that's another detail that I think I explained in the actual craft video, but I just didn't have anything at the time to do this, and I still haven't been able to get to the store to get anything to make that as part. Most people, they use either like feather boas or something, or you can use more mesh. I'm probably just gonna get like a feather boa and use, because then you can really see it moving, like if I have it where a fan is or something, so it looks really cute. But we are going to focus on this part. As you can see, I took one of this is the back of it. So it's just one of the regular plaques that I got from the Dollar Tree. This was one of their witches plaques that they released this year. Some Dollar Trees still have these out. Not many have them out right now though, so that's one thing to be mindful of. But and I will try to link any below that I do find, so hopefully y'all can still find them and make this craft. But this is what we ended up working with. So I will go ahead and cut to the video so you can see how I put this together, and meet y'all back at the end. Okay everyone, so we are here for our Wednesday craft video. Well, I'm hoping I get to post this on Wednesday, but the way this week's been going, this might be a little late, so I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance. But we have everything laid out, my little witch's brew laid out in front of me. It really looks like a witch's brew. I've got eyeballs and bats and skulls everywhere. So what we're going to be doing is, I'm going to explain this as I go, obviously, but what I'm going to be doing is taking one of the witch's boards from the Dollar Tree this year. So we had these cute little witches boards, and I'm going to be taking one of these, and we're actually going to be making a kind of a 3D effect on the actual cauldron for the witch. So that is the overall plan. Anyways, this is what we're going to be attempting to do. So I got to take a quick break because my camera battery apparently is dying, so give me 1 second and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Had to take a little intermission and change the camera battery. But so everything laid out in front of me is what we're going to be using for this week's craft. To get back to that, it looks like a lot, but I'm going to actually move it out, and I'm going to show you piece by piece what I'm going to be doing. But the things you're going to need is going to be one of these plaques that they had at the Dollar Tree. I don't know if they still have these. I know some of the Dollar Trees are starting to replace everything with Christmas, so you might still be able to find one of these. If not, I will try and leave a link below of where you might be able to get something like this. You're also going to need, now I've already mutilated mine, but it was a little mini cauldron, if you cannot tell, but it was one of these cauldrons. You can get these at Walmart right now. It is the little Halloween, what is it, the mini treat pail is what it's called, and this was 74 cents. And all we're going to be doing is cutting this in half, or not really in half, but kind of cutting off the back end so we can have like our 3D cauldron. So we're going to be using that. And you're going to need various items to fill your witch's brew with. So I'm using some of these glitter skulls. I'm also going to be using some more of these realistic looking skulls. I'm going to be using this green ribbon. Now this did come out of the Christmas section because I couldn't find any green mesh. And then I got some of the spooky branch twigs. Also going to be using some pipe cleaners. We've got some of the eyeballs, which you can still find at the Dollar Tree. You're going to need some of these craft blocks. Now this is the pack of 4, so there's 4 individual blocks in here, and I'm going to be using one to be able to kind of stick everything and give it the 3D effect. And then you're also going to need, either you can use this or not, but it's the mesh tube and I'm going to be using this to kind of make it look like it's bubbling and stuff. So that's the plan with this. You could use ornaments. I've seen people do that, and they have green ornaments out now for Christmas, so you could end up doing that if you wanted to. But then, and I also have some of these bats because, you know, you're supposed to put all this kinds of stuff in there and make a cute little witch's brew. So that is what we're going to be doing. But first, we have to actually attach our foam and our cauldron to our witch. So for that, you are going to need your handy dandy hot glue gun. Now, you could have used scissors to cut your cauldron, or you could use an X-Acto knife, or, you know, something just kind of cut it. That's what you're going to be using, but I've already pre-done that, so I don't have to waste your time in doing mine. Just like I've already spray painted my witch, so you didn't have to sit here and watch me do that either. But, and I'm not worried so much about it not sitting flat because I'm going to glue it on here anyways. But this is the general idea. And yes, it's not big enough for this, but we're going to have things bubbling out of it, and we're going to have stuff kind of falling off the side and all that. So I just kind of want it to give it the 3D effect, but you know, we're going to play with it and kind of hide some more of this backing on it and make it look really cute. And I was planning to do something with the side of the witch, but as of right now, I'm going to see how the cauldron looks before I do anything with the witch, because I thought about adding like a little witch's spell or something on here, or you know, something generic and cute. But as of right now, this is the main thing we're going to do. So I'm just going to take my hot glue and I'm going to glue my cauldron to my little witch tail section. So let me flip this so I can work on it. Okay, and you're going to need a lot of hot glue. So just make sure you understand that you're going to need a lot of hot glue. So let's go ahead and place this all around. Before it dries. And I know I'm going to have to go back in and add a lot more too. And I should be concerned with if the glue is going to show up or not, but you could always, if you are worried about that, you could always go in and paint it, but I'm not too concerned with that because I have a feeling I'm going to have enough stuff to cover that section of my cauldron. Now what you could have done too is cut along the seam, that way you'd have the handle in the front. But I like that this way, that way it looks like the handle's on the side if it does peekaboo through. But you know, it's all personal preference on what you want to do. So let's just keep adding more glue and make sure this thing is really good and secure on here. Okay, so now that this is on here nice and stuck, I had to wait for the glue to dry. That took a little bit longer because my hot glue gun gets extremely hot, so it does take longer for that glue to kind of set up and dry, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to pop up. So from this point, this is what it should look like. Nothing too impressive right now, and if you want to, if you think you're done with your hot glue gun, you can go ahead and turn it off. But just in case, I'm going to leave mine on for now because I don't know if I'm going to glue anything on the side or anything. But our next step is going to be to fill our cauldron. So all I'm going to do is unwrap one of these foam blocks. And if you hear any banging in the background, Jake is currently awake and up and moving around, so just go ahead and let you know the snake is kind of playing on his logs and stuff in his tank. So what we're going to do is take one of these foam blocks and we're just going to start filling our cauldron. Kind of stuff it down in there and see how much of this is going to fill it. That is what the inside looks like. You can see all the foam shoved down in there, and this is where we're going to start building our cauldron. So my first thought is every cauldron needs a green bubbling potion. So I've got this tinsel, and then I've got the ribbon to make it kind of look like it's bubbling. So that is the plan anyways. So we're going to start working on that. Okay, so this is where your creative side can really take over. Now, if you want to, you can use pipe cleaners, or if you want to use a firmer craft wire, you can do that. I'm probably going to use some of this craft wire that I have. It's some that I picked up from Amazon. This is the actual brand of it, so if y'all want to go check that out. I was using this for some other projects, so I just kind of have it on hand, so we'll see I don't have my wire cutters here and I don't want to ruin my scissors. So, scrap that idea. We're just going to be using the pipe cleaners. So let me go ahead and section these. Okay. Sorry. It's like, I've been meaning to do this craft for a while and I'm kind of jumbled tonight to do it. So bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So what we're going to do first is I kind of want this, I know, to flow off the sides, and I was hoping it was going to kind of twirl, but I don't think it's going to, because I was hoping it would twist like regular ribbon, but it doesn't seem like it's going to. So what I might do is just take this and, you know, just kind of bunch it up in various ways, like so, and then kind of crimp it and make it look like it's bubbling is what the idea is here. So we're just going to take that, do that a couple of times with one little bushel. That might be good for one. Okay. Now I'm actually going to take this, I'm going to fold it in half and then put my pipe cleaner right here. Kind of like if we were making a mesh, you know, a mesh wreath. So all I did was take it in the middle of my folds so I can do it kind of like that, and then we're going to stick it into the cauldron. So I'm going to stick it, okay, see if I can't show you. I'm going to take it and I'm going to stick it right back in here, so right up against the board. Just push it down in there nice and deep. Okay, that way it kind of starts making it look like it's a bubbling cauldron. So now I'm going to do that one or two more times, and then I'm also going to be adding my tubing in it. So to show you again, let me move that out of the way so you can see. So I'm going to do, and I don't have much of this left anyways, so I'm going to do is just take it probably, what is that? Like 8-inch section. I'm going to take it, I'm going to fold it, I'm going to use my hand to measure the bottom, pull it up, and just do the same thing. Okay, and then in the middle of that bundle, I'm going to take my pipe cleaner and I'm going to place it in the middle so I can bend it up. So just take it and bend your ribbon up and then twist your pipe cleaner in place. All right, and then we're going to put it in our cauldron in the back like I showed you. So I'm going to take it again, I'm going to move that ribbon out of the way, exposing the foam, and I'm going to shove it right back in here. So we're going to shove it back. Alrighty, so there is the beginning process for our cauldron. You can see it's got our nice green bubbling mist in it. So now we're going to take some of the pipe cleaner and add some more color. Then once we get all of the tubing and stuff in it, then we can start adding our spell ingredients. So I'm just going to do the same process, but I want some of these to kind of like bend down. So what I'm going to do is just kind of take them like so, do the same thing, except I'm just going to hopefully make it to where it kind of looks like it's boiling over some. So that's what I'm going to sit here and do. Alright, and then I'm going to stick it in the front. Now you could glue this if you really wanted to, but I'm going to try and use the pipe cleaner. I may have to tack it in place with some glue later, but for now, and then I'm going to find my foam. Okay, I'm going to find my foam and then push it into the foam. Okay. And then you're just going to use the other part of your ribbon to kind of cover that up. And now it kind of looks like it's, so I'm going to do that a few more times all the way around. Let me just show you again. All I'm doing is taking my tube. So I'm taking the tube, I'm taking about 5 inches and I'm folding it at that 5-inch mark so it gives me a nice long loop, and then we're just going to do that a few more times the same way. So just like so. Now you could do more, you could do less depending on how you want it to look, but that's how I'm doing mine. So once I get about 4 loops, that's what I want to do. I'm going to cut it at the end of my tube. And then like I said again, we're going to take the pipe cleaner, instead of in the middle, we're going to take it at the back and we're going to wrap it around. Okay, now what I did on the other one is I twisted the tail somewhat around this so I can bend that down. And then I'm going to take where the pipe cleaner is, I'm going to take that and I'm actually going to shove that into the cauldron. So I'm going to find my foam in here and we're just going to shove this into that foam. And we're going to tuck all of that in there so it's not visible on the outside, and then you're going to bend that over. And like I said, if you want to, and I might do that with that one, is I'm going to use some of the hot glue just to kind of hold it in place. That way I know it's facing down, because you want it to look like it's pouring out of the cauldron. So whoop, go ahead and do, well, I don't think I have to. There we go. And just use some of the other potion to kind of cover it up there. Now like I said, we're going to be using the ingredients too to make it a little bit better, but for now I'm going to use that. So I'm going to add just a few more little tubey parts, and then I'm going to move on. I think I'm going to add some just kind of hanging off the side, just the regular tube. So I'm just going to cut these. Let's see here. I'm going to cut them about 8 inches long. So I'm going to cut these just singular tubes about 8 inches long. So one, and I'm just going to do a couple for a bundle. And then the same thing, we're going to take our pipe cleaners for one across the room apparently. But we're just going to go ahead and cut that. Okay, and then we're going to tie these all at the end. So I want to try and get them even. So have all your ends even down at the back, because this is the part that's going to stick into the cauldron. And the same principle, we just wrap our pipe cleaner around it, squeeze it tight. Let me get in frame so you can see. Okay. And I'm just going to wrap it a few times. All right. And now I'm going to find a section of my foam inside of my cauldron and kind of have this hanging down the side. So we're just going to lift this back, and I'm going to shove that right in the side. Now you could have just used all of these the little tube mesh if you really wanted to, but I wanted the different contrast of the colors and stuff. I even thought about getting some spider web and put in it. Look like there's smoke coming out of it, but you know, this is entirely up to you what you want to do with this. So again, I'm just going to take the pipe cleaner, I'm going to twist it all the way, that way it's nice and firm. Okay. And I'm going to take it around the end of my tubes, twist it a few times, Okay, and then bend it, because that's the side that's going to go into the cauldron. So the same thing on this side. I'm going to find a piece of my foam and connect that in. Alright, so far, this is the current mess that we have. Don't you always love it when you make a craft project? It looks more messy than anything before it starts looking really cute. So there is the current state of our project. So now we get to add in all of our other little potion pieces. So for that, we're going to need our hot glue gun. I'm going to be using some of these twigs, not all of them, just a few. But, and I'm also going to be using some of these skulls. And let's do, a few eyeballs. I think I want to use one of these realistic looking skulls. Okay. So I think I'm only going to use one of them. And then let's add in a bat. Okay, and the good thing about these bats is they're not really stuck on to their little clips, so they're easy to pull off. So there's one bat. And then here is the next bat. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and position these where I want them in there. Like I said, I'm only going to use a few. I might not even need that twig. So let's just cut this off. Let me go get my wire cutters before I mess up my scissors. Okay, so I'm back. I got my wire cutter, so let's go ahead and trim these spooky branches down. So just take one. Yeah, I think I'm only going to need this one. So from this point, I'm just going to stick this kind of in certain positions in the cauldron. So let's kind of back everything up. And I'm just going to move this out of the way just a hair. And we're going to stick these in. So there are my twigs all in place. So now the fun part. Yeah, I think I'm only going to use 4. I think any more than that would be too much. So I think I'm going to put, let's see. Now you get to decorate and put everything where you want it. So I think I'm going to put this skull kind of right up front. So get your hot glue gun and make sure you put a good hearty bit of glue. And let's stick him right on the front of the cauldron there. Okay, and then I think I'm going to take some eyeballs and the other skulls and kind of have them coming down these sides. So let's do that. And I think I'm going to actually, let's see here, where do I want to put that? So yeah, I'm going to use one of the bats with the clips and kind of clip him in here. So let's clip this kind of in here and clip it onto the branch so it don't really go anywhere. And then I think I might glue 1 or 2 around. Okay, so I am unsure where the camera stopped recording, so this is what I have currently. I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not sure exactly where the camera stopped recording because it said the memory card was full. So the struggles tonight to get this done. But we're just going to continue on with our regular pace. Like I said, I'm just going to add a few more details and then we're basically done. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of tack some more stuff along the sides, just using the hot glue. So now that everything is pretty dry on here, you could leave it at this, but I think I want to add a few more little details in it, like the eyeballs. So I'm gonna wait for them to dry, and then I'm gonna come back, finish putting the eyeballs in, and this booger will be done. Okay, so I just went ahead and shoved in the eyeballs off camera so y'all could see the finished product. Hopefully this was a cute little interesting craft that you could do with just a few simple little items that was fairly cheap. I thought it was cute. I haven't seen this done before, so I've been trying to do stuff that, you know, hasn't been repeated 100 times. So hopefully this gave y'all a little idea, and if nothing else, they have, I know for like Christmas and stuff, they have some of the cute little trucks that are coming out, so you could do something like this. But I thought it was cool about having the plaque, so you have the witch and making it look a little 3D. So this is my take on that. Let me know down in the comments what you thought. I know there was some stuff that could have been changed about it. I know this video was kind of a hot mess. Sorry about that, but you know, hopefully the overall result lets you kind of take in what I was attempting to do. But let me know if you like it, and I'll catch you back in a second. Okay, so as you can tell, it was fairly simple, and I did have some issues recording this video, so hopefully that didn't mess with it too much. And, you know, I'm looking at my camera battery's dying now again. This has been a nightmare to record. But yes, as you can tell, this is what we ended up with. It's just a nice little 3D cauldron, and it makes it look like all the ingredients are kind of bubbling out of it, which I think is really cute. And I haven't seen this done before. And, you know, you could take any kind of cauldron plaque and a plastic cauldron and do the same thing and make it bigger if you want to do that. So it gives you a few ideas of how you could interpret this craft. So that is what it ended up looking like, and I think it turned out really, really cute. I would have preferred my greens to match a bit more, but I think it gives it a bit more interest to have all the different colors and stuff. So I will go ahead and stop yammering on and let y'all get through the rest of your day and hopefully create something lovely like this. And I will see you on the next craft videos. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about this, and if there's any other particular like unique crafts you want me to try to do, then I can try to do that. And I think that's about it, lovelies. I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.